I make it back home.
Stop it with the banquet talk. I mean it, man. But it's right there, and he's not going to eat it now. Ow. It's the overseers. How can she make jumps like that? What's she doing?
Hey, you're back.
What do you think? Of course. Finally up and about.
I don't want to fly in there. I should have gone. Someone's lit a fire. It must be the raiders who attacked Tide's Reach. I can't let these fugitives escape. Okay, that's the raiders. And they are a threat.
Now we can finish her.
This tower is ours! We make...
That's the last of them. Those raiders won't be attacking Tide's Reach again. Or anyone else. Is this all their supplies? Whatever they stole, they've used or lost most of it. I might as well take what's here. It is coming. could try to line up the vista point image again. I should be within range. I think I can mine this thing on the tower. Let's give this another try. Okay, this looks promising. Maybe the image was taken somewhere on this tower? And go! I think I'm almost in the right spot. Got it! There's data here. Another set of coordinates for some kind of cache. Looks like I have one more stop to make. A rush of air. Okay. I think I'm close to the coordinates for the Vista Point cache. A keepsake and a message from Elizabeth.
Hello, I'm Dr. Elizabeth Sobek. Thank you for completing the Vista Point tour. I hope it's given you a better idea of the work we do at Miriam Technologies, but more importantly, why it is so critical. As you've seen, life is fragile. And, as my mother once told me, it needs our support, our care, and our love to survive. I hope this message, which is the core of Miriam's mission, means as much to you as it does to me.
It does, Elizabeth. Thank you. Harriam and Christia said I'd find ancient ships in this area. I should take a look. There. A sunken ship. Maybe it has what Harriam and Christia need to fix the gyro compass. Straying too far. I should head back. There. Looks like some sort of power source. Must be a battery. Another battery. I just need one more of these. That ship's in rough shape. The ship's antenna. Let's hope the sensor unit is still intact. No sensor unit. But there is an old recording.
This is the USS Anchorage. Hailing anyone who's left. The Medina, the Omaha, and the New Orleans are down, and the swarm just cracked the Harris open like an egg. Incoming! Hold on! The lead Horus is heavily damaged. If we can concentrate fire, maybe we can still take it down. I think we've got a ping on the Hamilton! Lost it! Sensors down! We're sailing blind!
It sounds like their sensor unit was taken out. But they were trying to reach other ships. Guess I should find the batteries now. My focus should pick them up. Found you. That should be it. Focus picked up coordinates from that transmission I found. If there's more shipwrecks there, one might have an intact sensor. Gotta swim. Fast. Maybe that Sunwing I overrode is still around. Be a faster way to get to those coordinates I found. Well, that ship has an antenna with a dreadwing perched on it. Great. Gonna have to deal with it before I can look for the sensor the Quen need. Could use a shock arrow on that canister. My focus is jammed! Keep going. Okay, I should be able to check out that antenna now. Tech sensor unit. This should be all that Harriman and Christia need. Looks like there's one more transmission in here.
This is the Hamilton. Anchorage, your transmission has been received. Targeting the lead Horus.
Just lost the starboard missile battery. Can't fire. We're empty.
Damn it.
Captain, there's nothing left to fire. Your orders.
Set a course for the Horus chassis. Ramming speed.
It's never a happy ending, is it? Watch those move.
She's back, Harry.
I didn't think such
I
jumps
found what you
possible.
need.
Thank you. I'll get working on the gyro compass immediately. I'm coming home, Meandra.
You've done us a great kindness, Aloy. Christia is not the only one with people waiting back home. She'll be able to fix that gyro compass in no time. We'll never be able to thank you enough. But this should be a start.
If you need anything, tell Bohai to contact Alva. I'm sure she can help.
May the ancestors steer us true.
I can't believe we're actually going home.
First? We need to put this thing together.
Right.
May that help when you're in need.
Why?
Ow!
Soldier, we've got a long day ahead. You need to watch.
Preparing for battle, are we?
Trust in the legacy.
We must.
But it is hard some days.
Hey, patrol went well, I take it.
We will return when the task is done.
This is the mountain where that Tanakh wrestled with a stormbird. Poor thing. Marika's armor should be around here somewhere. Fine for now. A fragment of Marika's armor. There must be more. I don't like the sound of that. Whoa! It must be the stormbird that killed Farika. Better with the stormbird. I might have a scrap of Farika's armor. One more bit of armor lodged in the machine. Another armor fragment. Looks like another bit of armor. I guess that's it then. I should let the Tenakth know I recovered what's left of Farika's kit. Here I come! It'll be slow going if I use acid on it. And now it's an A. I'm not giving up. Just what I need. That'll be enough.
The Outlander's putting on a show.
You flew on the wing.
What do you think it's like? You know. We saw you fly. Did you find Farika?
I was able to retrieve her armor. What's left of it anyway. She didn't stand a chance against that Stormbird.
Ah, I see. Painful end. But not without glory. So, what do you think? Was she the first to fly on the wings of the Ten?
She was brave, and spent a fair amount of time in the air. I'd say what she did qualifies.
She flew! I knew it. The first to fly. As her successor, you should keep her armor. You can fix it up at the workbench. This way.
Once you repair the armor, you're welcome to it. You take after Farika. Bold, brave, and a diplomatic liar.
She met a harsh fate. Let her have the title.
Fair enough. It's kind of you to show such humility.
So, Regala was shown mercy yet again. No ordinary outcome.
Right. Because we all know how well that was last time.
But at least her rebellion is over.
I'm sure. I thought there were those episodes.
They won't last long.
You're right. Trying to do this in fighting for one.
The machines are how did they do it? Doing them to life.
Well, your guess is as good as mine.
Could you imagine that feels like? Charging at an enemy blade in hand? I know it was never, but you've got to admit this is a special feat. So why?
Taking down both the machine and
you ever gone up to Rayo and
Once. Got a few hits in before your ass knocked me out cold. Fine.
next time I'm off duty, yeah. Finally completed all of these in giant hits.
Just remember to watch your side.
So far. What is that? How did they do it? Aren't you supposed to be on guard duty? Could you imagine charging at an enemy when they I know when my way is wrong. You've got to admit. Going to try. And I hope I'm there.
Taking down both the machine and the designer.
So, that's all I was showing mercy.
Because we all know how well that is.
But at least the rebellion is good day. They won't last long.
You're right. Tired of all this infighting.
How did they do it? Came in right. Could you imagine us charging at an enemy when they're doing it? I know where my will is. But you've got to admit, now we're looking at
Taking down both the machine and the designer.
Don't think I've forgotten about our bet. You owe me 20 shards.
Now we've done one.
Come on. The arena match with the cross claws?
Nope. That's how we run it.
You're a scab. Were you at the 2 years?
Their machines are more different from those that roam the wilds today. And their secrets died with them.
Gotta admire
Shame.
his boldness.
But I'd give to fly on the wings of the 10.
All right, what's wrong?
I heard the champion conquered the arena, and I missed it. I was stuck on guard.
Didn't you just get back from a mission?
There's your way over the other.
Yeah, supply runs for the year, and you'll never get
And
what
I
I
will find
heard.
there to watch it.
What, you're snoring?
Obviously. But no. She said we have a new champion of the melee.
What? Masters finally beat her.
No, it was Nora. Defeated her fair and square.
And giant whips, spears, and metal and meridian.
Now I kind of want to cross blades with her.
So what?
Yeah. Good luck with that.
I'd sooner gut one.
I saw you training in the pit the other day.
I needed the practice.
You know what's so
My
weird?
blade's not as quick as I'd like.
Keep them all back.
Well, if you're ever in need of a sparring partner.
Maybe I'll take you up on that. I don't think I'll go easy on you.
The machine riders raced past us. Blazed by like a rabbit.
May your blade be bright.
Did you hear about the vision?
Yeah. The next time I'm on leave, I'm heading to the Grove to see for myself.
You know, I kind of thought Carl made up the vision of music. Guess I was wrong.
You doubted that she was hers?
I mean, it was a vision that no one else could ever see. He could have said whatever he wanted.
Well, it's a good thing we're not in charge. Better to know business now than later. Have you ever gone up to Rayo and Pilar from the melee pit?
Once. Got a few hits in before Dirac knocked me out cold. Fine, you gonna do it?
Next time I'm off duty, yeah. Finally completed all of the challenges.
Just remember to watch your sides.
One mark is good enough. Having to endure as good as I Going to try, and I hope I'm there to watch.
So, I've been thinking. I'm going to petition to join the Sheriff's Guard.
Help
did something. With everything that's happened, I feel like I need to do more. For the clan, now try.
I'll join too then.
Oh, I wasn't asking you.
I know, so ordinary outfit. You and me, guarding the Memorial Grove. Maybe even catching some fights in the arena. Come on.
I guess it would be nice to have a friend there.
Another good plan. I finally earned enough mental train hunting grounds to trade the duck any of everybody.
Not bad. But there's a weapon over there I've had my eye on. I'm still a few rounds short.
Oh, yeah?
Nope.
Sure.
I know what you're up to.
Shut.
Hear about religion?
Yeah. The next time I'm on leave, I'm heading to the Grove to see for myself.
You know, I kind of thought Carl made up the vision of music. Guess I was wrong.
We're all partners.
I doubted the chief's word.
I mean, it was a vision that no one else could ever see. Carl said whatever he wanted.
Well, it's a good thing you're not in charge. The giant lift years. Weren't you ever even rooted? So yeah.
We all knew we all were attacked.
Gotta admire her boldness.
Not by her boldness.
You know
These black shrapnel in my face.
Don't think I've forgotten about our bet. You owe me 20 shards.
Now what you're talking about.
Come on. The arena match with the cross claws?
Nope. Doesn't sound familiar.
Sure. You're a scab. So, Regala was shown mercy.
Aren't you supposed to be on guard duty?
Right. Because we all know how well that went last time.
But at least her rebellion is over.
I wouldn't be so sure. I've heard there are holdouts.
They're leaders. They won't last long.
I hope you're right. I'm tired of all this infighting.
Have you ever gone up against the Rayo and Hiraki melee pit?
Once. I got a few hits in before Virak knocked me out cold. Why?
Next time I'm off duty, yeah. Finally completed all of the challenges.
Just remember to watch your sides. Lose track of one of them, and you're done.
Good advice. Thanks.
So, say the chief gets his way. Lasting peace with Carter. Then what?
Trade, maybe. Passage over the borders.
The only Tanakh I know who willingly stepped foot into Carja land those who burn them to ash.
I don't know. I thought there were lands beyond the Carja. That was different.
Yeah, and they're all friendly, right? Come on. Be naive.
I finally earned enough medals in the hunting grounds to get the duck.
Not bad. There's a weapon I've had my eye on. I'm still a few rounds short.
Oh, yeah?
Nope, not them. I know what you're up to.
There's a shot.
won't come down until they're done harvesting plants or something. Not even a collapse. I heard your brother earned a mark from the pitmaster.
Yeah, he won't shut up about it. One mark isn't good enough to challenge the enduring.
There's no way he'll earn the other 2 marks.
He's going to try, and I hope I'm there to watch him get it back. I finally earned enough medals to turn around and conduct it.
Not bad. There's money in there, I got my eye on it.
Oh, oh yeah?
Nope, nothing.
Have you ever gone up to Metalmurphy and
Once.
Achoo!
Got a few hits in before Zirac knocked me out cold. Fine.
Next time I'm off duty, yeah. Finally completed all my challenges.
Just remember to watch your signs.
Good advice. Thanks. So, Regala was in this again.
Right. Because we all know how well that went last time.
But at least her rebellion is over.
I wouldn't be so sure. I've heard their
Shoo!
roundabouts.
They won't last long.
You're right. Tired of all this infighting.
Don't think I've forgotten about our bet. You owe me 20 shards.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Come on. The arena match with the frost ball.
Nope. Doesn't sound familiar.
You're a scab. So the machines the rebels. How did they do it? Tame them to ride.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Could you imagine what it feels like? Charging at an enemy blade in hand? It must be something.
Not that dangerous, I guess.
I know where my road is lying, but you've got to admit it's an impressive feat.
Taking out both the machine and its rider.
So, Regala was shown mercy yet again.
Right. Because we all know how well that went last time.
But at least her rebellion is over.
Achoo!
They won't last long.
You're right. Tired of all this infighting.
The snowfall's blanketing the land.
Weren't you at the cleaners?
Yeah. We all knew Regala would attack. Little machine.
Gotta admire her boldness.
His black shroud on her face.
So the machines are rebels. How do they do it? Tame them to ride.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Could you imagine what it feels like? Charging at an enemy blade in hand? It must be something.
Careful now. Not that dangerous, I guess.
I know where my loyalties lie, but you've got to admit it's an impressive feat.
Taking out both the machine and its rider.
Don't think I've forgotten about our bet. You owe me 20 shards.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Come on. The arena match with the frost claws?
Nope. Doesn't sound familiar.
You're a scab. I finally earned enough medals from the hunting grounds to pay the duck.
Not bad. 10 fine.
Good day.
There's a weapon over there that might take machines like the rebels do.
And what was the answer?
Oh, yeah?
Not a very helpful one.
Nope. Their machines were different from those that roam the wilds today. And their secrets died with them.
Shame. I'd give the planet a win to the king.
Have you ever gone up against the Rayo and Block in the Metalmurphy pit?
Once. I got a few hits in before here I got me out cold. Why?
Next time I'm off duty, yeah. Finally completed all of that challenge.
Just remember to watch your sign. Lose track of one of them, and you're done.
Good advice. Thanks. So, Regala was shown mercy yet again.
Right. Because we all know how well that went last time.
But at least her rebellion is over.
So sure. I've heard your whereabouts.
They won't last long.
You're right. Tired of all this infighting.
Weren't you at the Cool Rift?
Yeah. We all knew Regala would attack. Turning the machine into a bomb.
Gotta admire her boldness.
Not the boldness. This blasted shrapnel in my face.
So the machines the rebels command. How do they do it? Tame them to ride, that is.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Could you imagine charging at an enemy blade in hand? Must be something.
Careful now. Not like that means the dangerous thing is.
Sure. I know where my loyalty lies, but you've got to admit it's an impressive feat.
Taking out both the machine and the runner.
Don't think I've forgotten about our bet. You owe me 20 shards.
Now what are we talking about?
Come on. The arena match with the Frost Claws?
Nope. Doesn't sound familiar.
You're a scab. Have you ever gone up against the Rayo and Block in the Metalmurphy?
Once. Got a few hits in before here I got me out cold. Why?
Next time I'm off duty, yeah. Finally completed all of that challenge.
Just remember to watch your signs. Lose track of one of them, and you're done.
Good advice. Thanks. I finally earned enough medals from the hunting grounds to trade with Ducka.
Not bad. And there's a weapon over there I've had my eye on. I'm still feeling a little short.
Oh, yeah? Which one?
Nope, not telling. I know what you're up to.
It was worth a shot. So, Regala was shown mercy yet again.
Right. Because we all know how well that went last time.
But at least her rebellion is over.
So sure. I've heard that whereabouts.
They won't last long.
You're right. Tired of all this infighting.
Weren't you at the Cool Rift?
Yeah. We all knew Regala would attack. Turning the machine into a bomb.
Gotta admire her boldness.
Not when I'm alone this blasted shrapnel in my face.
So the machines the rebels command. How do they do it? Tame them to ride, that is. Could you imagine what it feels like? Charging at an
off with honor.
Here, workbench. Once you repair Farika's
You
armor,
think our
wear it with
deleted
your
Marshal?
Come and trade.
Now you can make a statement.
A soldier. New strength.
Nice. Very nice.
Hey!
I gotta say, these are some good pieces. Each set has great parts, but overall, none of them scream best in the West, you know? But not to worry, I might be able to pull in some favors. Sell these sets instead.
What about the prize?
Well, no one really brought what I asked for, so I'll just keep that and get going.
What?
You've got to be kidding me!
This is unacceptable!
After all the work we did?
Not so fast, Karif. You said each set had great parts. So make a set that combines them.
She's right. It'd make the perfect defense against the Forbidden West.
A creative and communal endeavor. I approve.
And since everyone came up with part of it, they should all get the shards you promised.
Fine. Then just forge the armor, give it to me, and I'll take it back east.
And let you walk away with our best work? No. Let the Savior of Meridian have it. She'll test it out properly.
Best armor in the Forbidden West. Tested by the Savior of Meridian herself. Not a bad selling point. Okay, you all got yourselves a deal. I'll go get things ready with my business contacts then.
You do that.
Don't go anywhere. This won't take long.
This armor ought to be worthy of the greatest hunter in the Forbidden West.
Thank you. So, what now?
That little spot we found in the desert kinda grew on me. Wouldn't mind sticking around. There's still plenty of salvage to be done out here.
Looks like we're all staying in the West.
I guess I'll be seeing you around then. Thanks again for the armor. You all put a lot into it.
Using those behemoth parts for the armor. Would have never thought of that.
It paired up nicely with your rollerback salvage. Can't believe you actually hunted one down. Real glad you showed up, Aloy.
One armor made from all of ours.
Baron's doing it again, trying to make
genius.
everything perfect.
You truly are an inspiration, little spark.
Just trying to get an honest... Down here.
on now. I could hit that with a plasma arrow. Get me off this thing! Pain subsiding. This'll be in my stash when I need it. Should hit it with frost ammo. Acid won't make much of a dent. So, I can override Dreadwings now. Somehow. Better loot all the machine carcasses here. I might find the parts I need. This site's spent. But if I come back later, there might be more machines.
Hey, Mr. Know-It-All is here. You know, your focus buddy who never smiles. I didn't know what to do with him, so I had him wait in your room.
Got it. Thanks. Well, Silence. Looks like you finally found a door you could open without me.
I'm glad it's there, actually. It kept me from having to mingle with the company you keep. But enough prattle. I believe you owe me an explanation. Your plans for the Zenith base?
You're right. I do owe you. My spear in your throat for deceiving me again. At the Hades Proving Lab.
I doubt you asked me here for that kind of reckoning.
No. Right now, I need your help. So I'm giving you one final chance. But if you ever betray me again, I will kill you no matter what the circumstance. Understood?
Very well. Though we'll both face a decidedly short future if you can't get us inside that base.
Aloy, your other guest is here. She's, coming to you.
Thanks. Good timing. The truth is, I can't actually get us into the base. But she can.
The company you keep is even worse than I thought.
Not a fan of surprises, are you? Oh, look. That must be your little invention.
Does the weapon work? Without self-destructing?
Of course it does. I've eliminated the imperfections and greatly improved its design and output.
How can we be sure?
Care for a demonstration?
Enough, both of you. We're in this together, at least for now. Go talk to Erend. Tell him I said to give you rooms of your own. I'll come see you when I get a chance.
Oh, no. You first.
Better get everyone in the control room so Tilda can tell us what she knows about the Zenith base. With Regala out of the way, Hikaru and Tanakh, they're safe. The future's up to them now. I do wish they'd drop all the honorary names they've given me. But if I've learned anything about them, that is not a battle I am going to win.
You know, we've never played much.
There you are. Well done, Aloy. Despite my reservations, you managed to secure Silence and his weapon. You're truly a shining example of Liz's fortitude.
I've been thinking about what you said at your house. How you were friends with Elizabeth. It was more than that, wasn't it?
Perceptive as ever. You're right, we were together for a time.
Okay, so... what happened?
I was an orphan. I had always been alone. By my 30s, I was starting to wonder if that was simply my fate in life. And then I met Liz. We kept running into each other at conferences. We'd have coffee. At some point, it became drinks. I thought it was just shop talk, an exchange of ideas, but then I was surprised at how much I looked forward to seeing her. Soon we were flying halfway across the world every other week just to meet up. For the first time, I didn't feel lonely. I could imagine a future where I wasn't. I think Liz felt the same way at first. She had lost her mother a few years back. I filled a void for her. I know I did. But as time passed, it seemed as though she wanted less when I wanted more. And so we ended things.
So helping me, restoring Elizabeth's dream, it's what,
a second chance, yes. I made a mistake leaving Earth while Liz stayed behind. I should have done more. So when I saw you, a woman who has carved her own remarkable path, beyond even what made Liz a phenomenon, I knew I had to help you. To do right by her.
Why do you think Elizabeth pulled away?
I've wondered that for 1,000 years. She was brilliant, visionary. She cared so deeply for the world, for the betterment of humanity. But it also felt like she kept everyone at arm's length, including me. She never wanted to share her burdens. I think, in the end, she had a core that she never let anyone be part of. Sometimes I wonder if anyone really knew her.
I found a recording of you and Elizabeth back in the proving lab after Farzineth's attempt to steal Gaia.
Yes. A most unpleasant conversation.
She said something after the call. I think she regretted how things ended between you.
Did she? All this time, thank you for telling me. I've always hated that those were the last words we ever said to each other. And that her last impression of me was as a functionary of Farzineth, not who I truly am.
So this channel you shared with Beta, none of the other Zeniths ever found out about it?
Gerard believes he's the most cunning of all of us. Even after 1,000 years, he still can't imagine that I would outwit him. The channel allowed me to interact with Beta away from their mistrustful eyes. It offered us a chance to be ourselves.
Until you cut off all contact.
Yes. Though it pained me. I was worried that our meetings would do her more harm than good.
She felt like you tossed her aside.
I was afraid the others would find out and punish her. She may not have had the comforts of friendship anymore, but at least I ensured she was safe. I know it seems harsh, but you must believe that her well-being has always been paramount to me.
You said before that you're not like the other Zeniths. That you never were. But you went along with all of their plans.
Out of necessity. I'm not proud of it. But complicity became a means of survival. both when Earth was consumed and when the colony on Sirius was destroyed. I did what I had to. But I resolved to remain one step ahead of the others, to try to undo what damage I could. Hence the data channel with Beta. The secret passage into their base and the little trick I pulled to save you.
When it's time to break into the Zenith base, what can we expect?
I'll go over the full layout once you've assembled your friends. Suffice it to say, we will need to push as fast as possible to Beta and Gaia's location, dealing with heavy resistance along the way. There are also printing facilities where the others have been amassing the natural resources they've stripped from the region.
What for?
First for use in the base's infrastructure, and then to fabricate more Spectre drones, a small army of them.
When I was out in the wilds, I saw a shuttle take off from the island, heading for space.
It was likely ferrying materials to and from our ship in orbit. After hundreds of years luxuriating in our digital comforts, the ship was barely space-worthy when we made our escape. Disaster can strike at any moment. We've learned our lesson.
Why did you make the data channel look like your house?
I built that house as a shelter to weather any storm. A safe place, not just for me, but for the art stored in its depths. Cultural artifacts of incalculable value. Truly, some of the greatest achievements of human civilization.
And you wanted Beta to see them?
Yes. Her upbringing was so cold and technical. I thought if she could experience Vermeer and Rembrandt, it would bring something else into her life. A heritage every bit as valuable as the scientific and technical data being drummed into her. I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but I'll never regret sharing this house with her. She needed its shelter even more than I did.
Have you figured out how Silenz's weapon works?
No, and he's been very careful not to allow me near it. I'll admit it bothers me, but regardless of how it functions, I am confident it will deactivate the other shields en masse.
How many of them are in the base?
10, including Eric and Gerard. Only a handful of us made it to our ship when our colony collapsed.
So, Eric... was he always a bloodthirsty psychopath?
I believe he got worse over time. On Earth, he was the founder of a profitable private military company. A band of cutthroats, in other words. Even as governments abandoned human combatants in favor of automated warfare. He found success with clientele that required a more personal touch. There were also rumors that he personally hunted and killed his targets. On occasion, all for the thrill of it. But on Sirius, he retreated to virtual reality simulations. In them, he could go on rampages as violent as he pleased, though I suspect with diminishing satisfaction.
All of his tribe believes he was one of the greatest people from the old world.
Then they would be quite disappointed to meet him, though I'm sure he'd bask in the adoration.
What can you tell me about Gerard?
He was the head of the world's largest financial conglomerate, and as such had dealings with almost every major corporation. It made him one of the wealthiest people on Earth, and certainly the wealthiest among Far Zenith.
What does one person do with that much money?
Buy more power, more influence. Gerard's always believed himself to be a refined patrician, able to maintain control with a polished smile. But beneath that exterior is a cold and calculating operator. It was his decision to restrict Beta's upbringing to her digital educators, the avatars of the Apollo database, while we were painted as her benefactors.
Well, we'll deal with him soon enough. And the others.
I would very much like to see his face when he realizes we've beaten him.
When I was in the ruins of Vegas, I found data on a man named Stanley Chen. I think he was a Zenith.
Stanley, ever the optimist. He was one of the good ones. When we established our colony, he built an exact replica of Las Vegas in virtual reality. Lights, shows, gambling, every detail perfectly recreated. And while others cloistered themselves in their own fantasies, he flung his doors wide to everyone.
The way you're talking about him, I'm guessing he didn't make it back to Earth?
No, he perished when our colony was destroyed. He would have been thrilled to discover that part of his beloved city survived.
When Beta escaped and hid in an ancient research facility, I saw another one of the Zeniths. Verbena. Who was she?
A dull star amidst a sea of brighter constellations. Unlike most of Far Zenith's members who amassed their wealth through shrewd business deals and technological achievements, Verbena inherited her billions. Her father had achieved great success in the luxury holotourism industry. At age 24, she became the world's most eligible bachelorette, branding herself a life designer. Someone who leverages their fame to influence the choice of others.
What, like a cult?
In a way, yes.
Well, she must have done something right to have survived this long.
She was her own brand of ruthless. That much is true. But even rats can cling to a vessel for escape.
Okay, so I've had run-ins with a handful of Zeniths. What about the rest?
An array of the wealthiest people on Earth. Titans of their industries.
And let me guess. All selfish and ruthless to the core?
Most, but not all. There were a few with whom I got along. Annika Murjani, for instance, was always delightful. She founded the Holonet's most successful dance channel and was herself mesmerizing to watch. And I had fascinating discussions with Song Jiao about her work in cellular biology. Our immortality treatments are due in part to her achievements. But then there were others like Devin Miller, the CEO of a fast food printing corporation. His only real preoccupations were perfecting his golf swing and taking self-hollows. When I think about all of us, we really should have accomplished more. We had eternity.
Okay. I'll let you know when it's time.
I'll be here until then. And thank you, Aloy, for giving me this chance. My past has always been a struggle. More than once I've lost everything. But when I look to the future, I see Liz's dream fulfilled. A universe of new possibilities.
Maybe we can make it happen.
We will. I won't let anything get in the way. I promise you that.
Before I forget.
I see you've got your new arm ready to go.
Yes. It still feels strange. I've gotten used to the absence, but no matter. I'm sure I will need it before the attack on the Zenith base is through. Strange.
Haven't seen you since the battle at the Grove. How are you holding up?
I saw you fly on the wings of the Ten, and paralyze Regala's army with lightning. I would say that I am inspired.
Thank you, I guess.
It is I who should be thanking you.
Things will get ugly once the Zeniths realize we're in their base. You'll need every trick you've ever learned.
I would have it no other way. Many soldiers died in the old world to make sure we stood here today. We will endure on their behalf. Though, I am curious how you intend to defeat the Zenith's defenses without an army of our own.
Leave that to me. Just make sure you're ready to fight.
As you say. You have more than earned my trust.
Did you meet Tilda?
There is something about her that doesn't seem natural. I wouldn't be surprised if my sword went through her and she didn't bleed at all.
Honestly, with her, nothing would surprise me. I bet people are curious about that new arm of yours.
None more than our Quen ally, I assure you. She couldn't wait to take it apart and figure out how it works. I gave her the data I used to build the thing, hoping that would satisfy her curiosity instead.
Good luck with that. Your people keep mentioning the wings of the Ten. What exactly does it mean?
The visions tell us that the Ten flew on great metal machines with wings, and leapt into battle from the sky. For us, to imitate this feat is the ultimate expression of martial prowess. It is why the challengers leap into the arena during the Kulrut. And now, you have done it. Like the deeds of the Ten themselves, it will never be forgotten. So, tell me, how did it feel?
I won't lie. Pretty good.
I can only imagine.
What did Chief Ikaro say when you told him he'd be joining me here?
You spilt rebel blood at the Grove, and helped reunite the clans. There was little more to be said. He understood.
Well, I'm honored he lent me his best marshal. At least for a little while.
Indeed.
Look, I know you're probably not happy about keeping Regala around, but I want her on our side when we fight the Zeniths.
It is more than she deserves. Even so, I will not question your judgment.
Thank you, Kotallo. I have to go. But I'll be briefing everyone on the plan soon.
Understood. Let us speak and prepare for war.
Anything new going on I should know about?
The Quen has been more insistent than usual, asking about the visions at the Grove. Her pursuit of knowledge is relentless. The 10 would have a hard time fighting her off.
Just think of her like one of your chaplains.
Yes. Only more persistent.
Did Aaron tell you we found the people who gave Regala's rebels the power to override machines?
He told me of the battle. I suggested he etch this victory on his fighting arm with one of our inkers.
Is he going to do it?
He didn't say no.
I've gotta go.
I'll be awaiting your...
It's a shuttle. Like the one I blew up at Far Zenith's launch facility. Varl seemed pretty interested in space travel. I guess he wanted a keepsake.
It's all going to be okay.
Looks like an artifact from Thebes. A tomb for Ted Pharaoh and the CO. What a pair.
You flew? Kotalo told me. And took out Regala's machines? You know what? I don't even know why I'm surprised. I saw we have visitors and a new weapon. Does this mean we're ready to take the fight to the Zeniths?
Almost. You sure you're okay going on this mission? I know things must be happening pretty fast for you.
I've already braved oceans and madmen who thought they were ancestors reborn. Why not a few immortals with lethal drones at their command, too?
Guess the more the merrier. I suppose you saw that Tilda is here. Our very own Zenith.
I almost went up to her to ask her, well, every question I've ever had about the legacy. Every diviner I know would kill to get 5 minutes with one of the old ones. But now that she's here, all I feel is a vague unease. I don't know if I'm scared of finding out more uncomfortable truths, or just scared of her. Probably both.
Are you okay?
I was wondering, is it really safe having someone like Regala here? She seems angry. The kind of angry that leads to murdering people in their sleep.
Don't worry. We're going to point that anger in the right direction. The Zeniths.
If you say so.
I hope our new guests have been behaving.
This Silence, he's the one who built the weapon that can take down Zenith shields?
He is. Though I wouldn't expect him to answer any questions about it. He refuses to dole out his secrets to us lesser mortals.
Oh.
You know that special part of us that makes us warm, kind, welcoming?
Our spirit?
Yeah. He was born without that. I need to wrap up a few things, but stay sharp.
I'll be ready when you call.
Did you need something? Bravo. You managed to sway a Zenith to your side. Care to explain?
Not a chance. I thought you said the weapon was ready.
There's always room to optimize. But that's not why you're here. I assume you want to comprehend my undertakings. So, ask away.
Since when were you so forthcoming?
Since you turned this into a waiting game. And as it seems you have found modest success, perhaps I'm willing to be generous.
Tell me about the weapon. How does it work?
I've upgraded the delivery system. It now emits a wave-like effect covering a significant distance.
That doesn't fully answer my question.
No, but I'd be a fool to reveal its inner workings. After all, why did you withhold your plan for dealing with the Zenith drones? Yes, even you can appreciate the value of secrecy when warranted. Suffice it to say that the weapon will work. The intricacies of how is knowledge that is mine alone.
Okay, so your big plan, everything you've been manipulating for the last few months. Let me see if I got this straight. You learned about the Zeniths from Hades when you interrogated it. Then you came up with a plan to defeat them by using a Tenakth army and that weapon. And to get the Tenakth to fight for you, or rather the Sons of Prometheus, armed Regalla's rebels with override tech.
Did you have an actual question, or are you still playing catch-up?
So all this time, even before I found the coordinates at the Spire, you were out here scheming. Why couldn't you just tell me?
When I learned of the Zenith's return to Earth, I laid out my plans. I knew I would one day require an army of overzealous Tenakth to assault the Zenith base. The casualties would be extreme. And I knew you would never allow such a sacrifice, no matter how necessary. Thus, I devised a means to remove your interference from the equation. At the Hades Proving Lab.
Why help Regalla take over? If you wanted an army, you could have just gone to Hekarro.
Before Regalla's rebellion, Hekarro was only concerned with battling machines and fostering friendships with the Karja. Even if I gained his ear, he would never agree to send his forces to battle a threat he couldn't understand.
So helping a bloodthirsty exile was easier?
Yes. Exceedingly so. All Regalla craved was war, against the Karja and anyone who threatens the Tenakth. She would have led the tribe into battle without question, which was precisely what I needed.
You wanted me to surrender to the Zenith at the Hades Proving Lab. They almost killed me.
Based on everything I knew about them, I concluded they would find you a useful asset, thereby keeping you out of harm's way and, more importantly, out of my way.
So you really didn't know they had their own clone of Elizabeth?
No. Unfortunately, there was no way I could have known that particular detail.
Detail? Well, I guess if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here today. While I was out there, I had a couple run-ins with the Quen.
The tribe from across the ocean. And?
Their entire tribe was shaped around the discovery of focuses. One of them, Alva, even joined me here. Don't you want to know more about them?
No. They stumbled upon the greatest technological artifact from the ancient world, and what did they do with it? They shrouded the knowledge they unearthed in mysticism and taboo, creating a pantheon out of corporate shills.
Yes, well, it also led them to Thebes.
Did it now?
Why create the Sons of Prometheus? You didn't need a Sarah to make override tech.
They were a necessary safeguard. My time serving Hades in the Eclipse demonstrated the risks of getting directly involved. Through the Sons of Prometheus, I could execute my plans, all while remaining anonymous.
Except to a Sarah. So those run-ins with the Quen I mentioned. On one of them I teamed up with their expedition to search Thebes. We found Pharaoh at the end.
You must have needed Omega clearance. So, what was it like?
Worse than you can imagine.
He single-handedly wiped out collective human knowledge. I'm sure it was still less than he deserved.
Let me guess. You would have scraped him into a jar so you could prod his brain, like what you did with Hades.
For a start.
How did you get a Sarah to work for you?
I knew there was an associate of the Oseram tinker, Durval, who escaped his failed assault on Meridian. It was trivial to track her down and gain her cooperation. She wanted to succeed where Durval had failed.
So you promised her Regala, and the Tenakth. The Sarah would help you create a machine-riding army, and wanted to see Meridian burn as much as she did.
And so a partnership was born out of thirst for blood, bonded in mutual self-interest.
You think you had everything figured out, huh?
I did.
All right, Silence. I think I've talked to you long enough. I'll let you know when it's time to go. And try not to mess with Tilda while you're in here, okay? I don't need the two of you butting heads.
Ah, yes. About your Zenith ally. I wonder if you understand what kind of person you're dealing with. For someone to live as long as she has, outlast as many calamities, well, your goals may be aligned now, but I'd watch for the moment they diverge.
Yeah, I'm aware. Reminds me of someone else I know.
Survival is only a necessity to my greater purpose, Aloy. I'd hoped you'd recognize that by now.
Do you know something or not?
Oh, I know a great deal of things. But on this, just call it a feeling.
Oh, a feeling? You mean you finally had one? Huh. Guess even you can change, Silence.
I keep thinking. I was just gonna be standing there.
Okay. Maybe it's time to get everyone together so Tilda can brief us. But is there anything I should handle before that?
Just you wait, Varl. We're taking those space slugs down.
Aloy, you came back with some interesting friends.
Wish I could say we don't need them. But Silence and Tilda are here for a reason. Even Regala.
Yeah, enemy of my enemy and all that, right?
Right. Doesn't look like any of our guests are making trouble.
Yet. So, Katala tells me you flew. Well, that's new. I've been busting my balls trying to learn to read. You're out there having all the fun.
Don't worry. You'll be getting all the fun you can handle soon. With the Zeniths.
Looking forward to it.
I guess Silence is keeping to himself, as usual.
I was hoping he'd give me an excuse to hammer his sorry ass to the ground.
Please don't.
You telling me you wouldn't want to get just one good hit on that smug face of his? After everything he's done?
Sure. Later. Right now, he's got something we need. I found out more about the Sons of Prometheus. They definitely have a base. It's a place called First Forge. We just have to find it.
First Forge? Alright, that's it then.
You found...
I caught up with him, but there was one of them.
Nice job.
You know.
Send me this
Now hold a second. I need to be...
Of course.
Alright then.
You, talked to Tilda at all?
I tried. I don't think even a hot forge could melt that ice. And you say she wants to help?
I think so. Well, let's hope. I better...
Oh, you know where to find me.
Aloy, it appears that we have some interesting new guests. I'm glad to see you're okay, though. I heard you gave the Tenakth something to talk about. I was half expecting you to burst in through the ceiling riding a sunwing.
sorry to disappoint. Ready to head over to the Zenith base?
Whatever comes, we will endure.
Have you talked to any of our new friends?
Aaron and I tried speaking to Silence, but apparently our tribal prattle is unnecessary.
Charming, isn't he? Thoughts on our new Zenith acquaintance?
I'd say she smells like death, but even death smells of something. She's more like a cold piece of metal, bent on repelling all semblance of life.
She's definitely different. I have to go. I trust you to keep things civil around here?
I'll make sure Aaron doesn't punch Silence in the face, if that's what you mean.
Thanks.
Welcome back, Aloy.
Elizabeth and Tilda had a history. The more I learn about her life, the more complicated it seems. I guess she saw something good in Tilda. I don't know what exactly, but seems like it was enough. For a while, at least.
This place smells wrong. No sand or wind, only cold steel. And the others up there, your squad.
They can hold their own. And as for this base, it may not be what you're used to, but it is a shelter.
Call it what it is. A cage.
You came here on your own.
For the battle you promised. So for now I wait in my cage for your word. Tell me when to strike.
The deal you made. Override tech in exchange for an assault on the Zenith base. How did Silence approach you?
That name means nothing to me. My agreement was with the Oseram Sera and their sons of Prometheus.
So all this time, you didn't even know who you were really dealing with? And you trusted an Outlander?
If it was a trick, I would have crushed her. But she spoke with the same burning hatred for the Karja. And she offered me the chance to run them down with machines. The terror in your enemy's eyes when they see you charge. You know what I'm talking about. I bet you felt it.
I don't think so. What about your end of the deal? Would you have honored it?
Had I killed Akaro and become chief, these Zeniths would have been the first of the tribe's victories. But because of you, my people will continue to consort with the enemy. A tribe of weaklings.
Because of me, hundreds of Tenakth won't throw away their lives in a battle they can't win. Are you really going to fight alongside me?
I have no reason to betray you.
Really?
I failed to kill Hakaro, failed to eliminate you. No Tenakth would follow me now. The Karja remain out of my reach, cowering behind their walls. All I have left are the screams of those long dead and unending rage. So show me where to bury it.
The whole time I've been in the West, I've been fighting you and your rebels. I'd at least like to know why.
You were among the enemy. What more is there to know?
Why did you do it?
Dorak, Jiroka, Makalo, and the Karja pushed into the desert to raid our people. My brother's squad was among the first to intercept them. But the Karja captured them, strung them up, and burned them alive as an example. It was too late. I found them by the sound of their screams.
So you wanted vengeance?
Vengeance? No. I wanted devastation. To tear down the Karja's cities and drown the land in blood. Hunt down every last survivor and grind their bones until the sky chokes on the dust. But my chief betrayed me. Betrayed the Tanakh.
How did Hikaru betray you?
Hikaru called on the clans to resist the Karja's red raids. But we did more than just defend. We hunted them, and they fled as children before a pack of claw striders all the way to their border. There we ripped down their stone walls. Their domain was ours for the taking. But when it came time to push on, Hikaru ordered us to fall back. What soldier retreats when slaughter is at hand?
The kind who wants peace for their people.
Peace is just a lull between vendettas. But I thought my chief had greater tactics than mine, so I stood by him, even when he allowed that filthy Karja to join our ranks.
Fashav.
I enjoyed watching him die at the embassy. He should have been put down when we first captured him on the field. Instead, Hikaru made him a marshal.
Fashav told me how he became a marshal. He earned it just like any Tanakh.
It was an insult. No outlander can ever deserve to wear our armor, bear our marks. And then a Karja messenger was brought before us? That's when I knew. I had to run my blade through Hikaru and drag his treacherous corpse to the gates of the Sundom.
What happened when the Karja messenger appeared before Hikaru?
The quivering priest bore a message from their new king. No more war. No more raids. Suddenly, the Karja wanted to talk peace. An embassy at the very fortress we tore down? A true Tenakth would never take a Karja truce. Their blood exists to be spilled. But Hikaru lapped up the priest's message. He showed himself a Karja-loving traitor when he accepted. That's when I challenged him.
And lost.
His mercy was just another sign of his weakness. I vowed never to rest until the debt was repaid, with him on his knees before me. So with an army of soldiers and machines at my back, I returned. The day you got in my way.
All right. I guess we'll both face the end soon enough.
Ever since you got in my way, I've wanted to see your bones burned white beneath the sun. But if I'm to die in battle, then it might as well be with the one who flew with the wings of the 10.
I'll let you know when it's time to move out.